Hello, welcome back to SkeptVet TV. I'm Dr. Brennan McKenzie and I'm the SkeptVet. The purpose of this channel is to give you information to help you make decisions about the care of your pets. However, today I want to start by giving you a little information about me and about my approach to veterinary medicine. It's natural when someone makes recommendations or offers advice to ask, well, who is this person? What qualifications do they have? Why should I listen to their advice, and should I accept it or reject it? We do have to be a little careful about making decisions about medical claims based on how we feel about the person making them. Don't get me wrong, there is such a thing as expertise. I do believe that people with formal academic training or extensive experience in a particular subject, like veterinary medicine, do have knowledge which is deeper than that of people who only have a more superficial or casual familiarity with the subject. But that said, experts, veterinarians, scientists are just human beings like anybody else, and they make mistakes. Human beings are known for making mistakes. The whole reason that science is useful to us in making medical decisions is because it provides a set of tools that help us to compensate for how we get things wrong. So while we don't want to make decisions about a claim that someone makes for a medical therapy, for example, on the basis of their credentials or expertise, we don't want to fall into what's called the appeal to authority fallacy. At the same time, we do want to take seriously the idea that some kinds of expertise are useful, that scientists often know more about science than non-scientists, and lawyers know more about the law than non-legal experts. So in telling you about my training and my background and my experiences, I am, in a sense, identifying myself as an expert. I think that I have academic training and clinical practical experience as a veterinarian, which does give me some useful information, a perspective that hopefully will be useful to you in trying to make decisions about the care of your pets. However, I am never going to say in these videos that you should do or believe what I say solely because I say it. The way that we should properly judge claims and ideas is not based on the qualifications of the person proposing those things, but on the basis of the evidence. Having warned you about both the dangers of relying on expertise to decide whether to accept a claim or a recommendation, and also rejecting expertise entirely, I will now give you a little bit of information about my background so that you have some idea of who I am and what experiences I bring to these videos. Like most veterinarians, I've always been fascinated with animals, and that led me to doing my bachelor's degree in biology at the University of California, Santa Cruz. Go Slugs. That was quite a bit longer ago than I like to think. I did at the same time actually do a bachelor's degree in English literature. I've always had a love for words and communication, and clearly that has stayed with me as well. Following that, I pursued an interest in wildlife and animal behavior. I had the opportunity to work with elephant seals at Año Nuevo in California, as well as to work with Australian sea lions on Kangaroo Island in Australia. Really wonderful experiences to learn about wildlife and animal behavior. I eventually completed a master's degree in animal behavior, focusing in particular on primates. My original intention was to do field work with primates. It was very difficult to find opportunities for that at the time, so I ended up doing what we call behavioral enrichment, focusing on trying to make life better and more interesting for captive primates by providing opportunities for them to express the full range of their innate intelligence and behavioral abilities. Eventually, I changed my focus to veterinary medicine. I graduated from the University of Pennsylvania School of Veterinary Medicine, and I have been in private practice as a small animal veterinarian ever since, nearly 20 years now. I work primarily with dogs, cats, rabbits, and rodents. Occasionally I see other animals as well. But one of the wonderful things about veterinary medicine is that if you do it right, you never have to stop learning. So in addition to my clinical work and continuing education, I have recently completed a master's degree through the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, which is a human public health school. Specifically, my degree was in epidemiology. Epidemiology is the study of how we identify the causes of disease and how we understand both how disease works and also how our therapies work. It is essentially the field that applies science to medicine, which is, as you have learned, one of my main areas of interest. I was lucky enough to be a member and for a couple of years president of the Evidence-Based Veterinary Medicine Association, and I have taught evidence-based medicine to veterinarians at continuing education meetings around the world. In addition to that, I've kept up with my communication. In 2009, I started the SkeptVet blog. That was originally an outgrowth of an effort that I had made to provide educational materials for my own clients. I found that I was frequently asked questions about specific therapies that I didn't necessarily know a great deal about as a new veterinarian. And I put a lot of time and energy into researching and learning about those therapies so that I could provide informed guidance to my clients. It seemed then, after having put all that work into that I should share that with the world, and that's how the blog started. I've been a columnist for Veterinary Practice News, writing about evidence-based medicine for the last couple of years. And as I mentioned in my first video, I have recently published a book, which is specifically looking at alternative therapies for animals from a science-based perspective. Now, the book is written for pet owners. I don't use a lot of technical medical jargon, and the idea is to provide information and a perspective on these therapies that is rarely found on the internet or in other resources, and to help people to make decisions about which of these treatments they might choose to use for their own pets. The information is, however, very heavily referenced to the scientific literature, and I hope that the book will also be a useful reference for veterinary professionals as well. Hopefully that's all you need to know about me. As I've said initially and all along, it's important that whatever claims I make, whatever recommendations or advice I offer in these videos, that you think critically about that you look at the evidence and the arguments that I provide and use that as the basis for your judgment more than any particular opinions you have about my expertise or my credentials. My hope is to provide you with tools to make your own decisions and to make good science-based decisions about the health of your pets. In my next video, I will begin the process of looking at vaccination. Vaccination is one of the most important and in some cases controversial subjects in both human medicine and veterinary medicine. And it is a complicated subject, so there certainly will not be one short video covering the entire field. What I hope to do is first to talk a little bit about the basic principles of vaccination and the basic recommendations that I make for dogs, and then I will cover cats in a separate video. And then I will also offer some ideas and some thoughts and some evidence regarding a lot of the concerns people have about the safety of vaccination and potential adverse effects that vaccines can have. So hopefully that will be coming up soon. I look forward to seeing you again.